We are the one that's keeping everything together and they get the credit for it. I'm like, oh, that's not really for me. So during that time I was interviewing, I just kept I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I'm like, okay, cool. So I interviewed and then they gave it to this man. I'm like, okay. But like a month later, my district manager tapped me on the shoulder and he was like, I need you to apply for the store you just applied for. And I was just like, okay. So when you get tapped, you already know what that means. Basically, it's yours. So I interviewed, I got the job. What I later found out was the reason that man had to leave the store was because he got transferred to the Hopewell location. Why? Because he called a customer the N-word.
Oh.
Exactly. See, the shock value, okay? That was where it kind of started. So it was like, I was okay with being this token black girl. And when I say that, I don't take it lightly because, I mean, as assistant manager, I was 1 out of 25. When I was promoted to store manager, I was 1 out of 25. A year and a half later, promoted to rep, I was 1 out of 14. So I knew, like, okay, along with the fact, so I was promoted at this time. Now, they gave me a trash store. It was so bad. It was 25 out of 25 of sales. So, like, a week later, they have their national sales meeting where they send out the store managers and the reps all over the, higher ups. And they talk about the accomplishments. They get President's Club, trophies, all this stuff. It's like a few days. So we're in Florida, and they're joking me like, oh, you got the worst store. How'd you get here with those numbers? And I'm like, I got here because I was promoted 2 weeks ago, and those aren't my numbers. But it's okay. It's okay. I welcome it. I welcome, because when I'm always competitive, I'm going to try to outshine myself from yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. So I think this is about 2015. So a year and a half later, I was then promoted to rep. But during that year and a half, I took a store from number 25 to 4. And that, not even that, in that same store, when I got there, it was just me and an assistant manager. Had no staff. I hired 2 people. I got the store together. Like, it was also the second oldest store in the district that we own. I revamped the store in the back, cleaned out the back. I would joke, like, I hired all men and they would have to keep up with me.
I know,
because
that's right.
During that time, what I also did mention while I'm building a store, they laugh until they can't laugh anymore. Building a store, I started my master's in business, a lunatic. I didn't have any kids then, so I'm like, I've always been ambitious. So started my master's in business, and they paid for it, of course. So I'm working. So instead of assistant manager at 44 hours, I'm working 48 hours a week. I'm getting a master's in business. I'm building a store. I'm building a staff. I'm building a business. Had no idea why. Fast forward to June of 2016. And I had women's surgery. I had some stuff going on. So during that time, I'm recovering from surgery and everything. So fast forward, I got promoted to sales rep. So at age 26, 27, I was in charge of the property management sector of Sherwin-Williams Paints for the whole South region of Virginia, along with the fact that I was in charge of women's empowerment in Richmond and Norfolk. Okay, so I'm like, yeah, I love this. And then I got a supervisor that, when I think back, I cursed a few times at him. I did. And I mean, you will hear the story because it makes your mouth drop, honestly. So as the time as I'm like interviewing for the sales rep position, meanwhile, I just got my master's. I just took this store from 25 to 4. And in the store, they have reps out of the store, so they're assigned to different stores in the district. The rep out of that store had been with the same store since 1990. This was his first year under my watch that he got President's Club. All of these things. And then when I was promoted, my assistant manager became store manager. So, like, not only have I trained an entire staff, the rep got President's Club, like, the store's numbers are amazing, and they continue to do well after I left, just because of the relationships that I had built. And I'm like, I don't understand any of this right now, God, but I'm gonna work hard, whatever. So as I'm going through the interview process to become a rep, my immediate supervisor, I'm trying to negotiate my salary. Like, I have a master's in business. None of you have masters in businesses. You didn't even graduate college, Mr. Manager, like my sales rep. So, like, we often talked about it. He was like, yeah, I never finished school, blah, blah, blah. So, like, my immediate supervisor, I'm like, all right, but he's good at sales, whatever. So I'm trying to negotiate my salary. His exact words out of his mouth were, well, at your master's in business, it doesn't really hold any weight at this level. I said, oh, okay. Let me go to the DM, because what are you talking about? Don't say that. What are you talking about? And then my DM said, well, he's great at what he does. Like, I'm district manager because I am, but like Andy, he's good at sales. But like with me, he didn't mean it that way. And I'm just like, okay. So the time progresses, and then I'm uncomfortable. Like, this dude makes me uncomfortable. So something happened, and like I called him to get his advice, because he's my immediate supervisor. And he was like, I don't know how to say this. And I'm like, no, say it. I love constructive criticism. Like, please tell me how I can improve my job. And he said, are you sure you're not being the angry black woman? What? Y'all see I'm out? Yeah, my face did the same thing, but then a few words followed after that, and he gave me the rest of the day off. Amen. Yeah, it got bad after that. So then it would be other things like after the election. So I would only have to see him one time a month. That's it. But I would find myself crying before I did ride-alongs with him, because I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable. So then I went to a sales rep training in Pennsylvania. They flew us up there, and one of my counterparts were there, because this is from all over the nation. So they do these trainings because they want us great in sales, because that's what we do. So I went up there, and we're having dinner. I don't really know her like that, because I kind of just stay. I'm like, I'm not being treated fairly. I'm angry. I don't want to be involved. So we went to a dinner, because we're out of town, and it's just us from the Richmond district. And she was like, yeah, something rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I was with Andy the other day, and like we were in a really bad area, and he was like, this is where Chelsea grew up. Ha ha ha. I said, oh, okay. This is how we're now. Mind you, I never told him where I grew up. Like, I didn't have I come from humble beginnings, but it was a 2-story house. like I come from humble beginnings, but I never wanted or needed for anything. What are you talking about? So I said, okay. So that something clicked in my head. I said, if he's gonna be uncomfortable, we're all about to be uncomfortable. When he sees me, usually I will put on like jazz or something, just, to soften the mood. Like, we're together in each other's space all day for 8 hours. Like, you have to ride with me. It's intimidating. Now at this point, I'm playing rap. I don't even listen to rap in the morning. I only listen to rap. I mean, I wanted the shooting of guns. I needed drug dealers. I needed bricks of cocaine. I needed curse words. I needed all of it, because I want you to squirm, okay, at this point, because I'm not even I'm a Zen person. I like to be nice and happy, like free. I have no reason to rush. I'm lighthearted. But at this point, I need that gangster stuff. Yeah. Okay, because I only need to listen to that in the gym. I need to know. I need to feel like El Chapo or like El Nino in the gym, because I need to lift a car. But while I'm at work, I like to, I like to copacetic. I may even listen to gospel, because I love God. Okay. But when he got in the car, at this point, he was starting to end our sessions at 12 o'clock. He said, okay, you can have the rest of the day. I'm like, all right, good, Andy, have a good time, get out. And then he get in the car, I wouldn't say anything. I was usually very bubbly, very happy. And he's like, are you okay? Is everything okay at home? And I'm like, I'm good. So then, I was just so frustrated. I went to HR, and instead of the woman listening to what I was saying, she decided to highlight in the note my tone of voice, because I had lost my temper explaining it. And I said, okay, I see where this is going. All right, well, by then, meanwhile, I'm still working full-time as a sales rep and promoted, but I got my license in April of 2017. So I got my license in April, and then I got promoted in June of 16. So I was working both for a full year before they decided to pull me into a meeting in June. And it was so stupid, because he texted me like, hey, can you come to the office at 4 o'clock? Like, you're gonna wait till I work the whole day and do this? So we have a meeting. Now, I'm not even going to go into the details of the meeting, because it was stupid. And I'm like, the only reason you know this about me is because I'm the only black person. You're pay attention. Like, if I'm not there, you're going to know. So it was a situation like that. We were doing a community event, and I had went to have lunch with a customer or something, and he had came around to the rooms. We had finished our work. We weren't even working this day. We were painting rooms at this community center. And he was like, where's Chelsea? And they were like, oh, she left. But I came back for the afternoon. By then we had finished our work, but I dipped out to go to lunch, came back. So So that was like in May. So this June was from that day. So when he pulled me in, I'm already upset. My body language is already one. It's two men basically interrogating me about my whereabouts on a community day when we weren't even required to be working, and I was still working. So the only reason you didn't see me, and I'm going to say it in this meeting, is because I'm black and I'm the only black person, and you're always looking for me because you want something on me. And he's like, Chelsea, no one's out to get you. I said, okay. He said, well, we'll go ahead and deliberate because now